talk about the NCAA tournament, March Madness. Last week we gave our picks. I got some flack for some of mine.
Yeah, I'm not.
But there was a lot of upsets.
I'm not letting him live it down because. But listen, it was madness.
It was crazy.
So I'm gonna fast forward because let's go into right now what's going on with the. We want to give what we're doing. Let's just give what happened like in the round of 32.
Yeah.
Because. And then
read it off. We're gonna read it off, and we'll comment if we find it necessary to do so.
Yeah, Kansas beat UConn to advance to the Sweet 16. Surprise!
That was the round of 32.
Yeah, that's what I said we're going to. I'm not going to the round of 64 because that's like
take too much time.
That's like upsets up the wazoo, if you will.
Actually, you know what? This is gonna take too long. Just go for the upsets.
Okay, yeah. Maryland won. Didn't you think Hawaii was advancing to the Sweet 16, or was that?
No, I actually picked Hawaii to advance to the round of 32.
Okay, yeah, you were fair. You were fair with that.
Yeah.
Wichita State lost to Miami. Nova beat Iowa. Oregon beat St. Joe's. Duke beat Yale. Texas A&M beat Northern Iowa. I guess it was a much more normal round of 32.
It was
until you get to the West. Until you get to the East. Excuse me. Oklahoma beat VCU. That was a tight game. When Oklahoma beat VCU, but they still beat VCU. North Carolina killed Providence. Indiana lost to Kentucky. Not an upset. I had Kentucky going on.
Kentucky, they're good. They're a good team.
I didn't expect
but it's not that big of an upset.
So what about the buzzer beater by Notre Dame against Stephen F. Austin?
I actually had Stephen F. Austin going to, I believe, the Sweet 16. And
you're the only one who had them going this far.
Yeah.
And I give you full props for that because that was incredible.
They were a point away.
You had more faith in them than they probably had in themselves.
Probably.
But they actually proved themselves to be quite the competitors. So I'm wondering, what did you see in them statistically? You've had a chance to go back and reflect on that. What did you see?
It was based just on matchups. Really, just the statistics that ESPN provided. I just saw that they were a lot better than they were giving credit for, and they were a team.
They were a lot better than they gave themselves credit for.
Yeah, they were a team though that didn't have a lot of chances against the top 25 teams, and
for me that's a big deterrent because I feel like if you didn't have
it could go either way.
Yeah, it could definitely go either way, and I never thought about it, but. No, definitely, 100%.
But their points.
Honestly, I could argue with him as much about it as I want, but in the end, they made it to the round.
And I was pretty confident they were.
He has the argument, and they could have made it onto the Sweet 16.
A point away from tying it up.
They were 1.5 seconds away from advancing to the round of 16.
I was surprised to see that.
I got some sound from that game too. I heard the coach. I'm sorry. After that game, he was visibly disappointed, but I think honestly, you hear the pride in his voice of how well they did. Like you can't. How do you be disappointed?
They surprised many people. Anyway, moving on.
Wisconsin upset Xavier. Xavier's a fantastic team.
Oh, we got to talk about this game. Last second 3-pointer to win the game. It was tied. It was going to go into overtime, but last second 3-pointer. It was amazing. Bill Murray was there. He was visibly upset, and he was all over the internet, all over social media.
Incredible. Did you see? Honestly, when it was 63-63 going into overtime, Xavier wins in overtime, right?
Yeah.
To me. Like, even though Wisconsin got so close, it goes into overtime, Xavier wins because Xavier's the better team, they're the bigger team, they take it in overtime. I think they had more endurance to take it in overtime, but that 3-pointer...
This is one of the few I saw live, and that was amazing.
Incredible.
I was just switching through the games, and I see this one. It's, a few seconds left. Let me watch it. And that was an amazing finish. One of the best finishes in March Madness, and that's saying something.
Definitely.
Moving on, though.
UVA beat Butler, no surprise. Iowa State beat Arkansas at Little Rock, no surprise.
No surprise.
Gonzaga, what about this
Why are they still here? Why are they still here?
You know what?
And they have a chance, too. They're facing Syracuse that's only ranked 1 below them.
Honestly, my matchup...
No, wait. What's this there? Did this happen?
They're going against Syracuse.
Okay. Yeah, I was correct.
Yeah, no. Honestly, Gonzaga I had going out against Seton Hall, not because, Stephen F. Austin, not Austin P. Stephen F. Austin, I thought had a terrible shot, but you had more, you had the confidence in them. But Gonzaga, I just thought that Seton Hall coming in was a lot stronger and had a lot more momentum. So I felt like Gonzaga would be out.
It was a surprise.
But once Gonzaga won that game, honestly, it wasn't that shocking to me when they beat Utah. But here's my thing. A bad team to beat a good team in the round of 64 is not unlikely because you get lucky one game, right?
Mm-hmm.
To win, what I said at the beginning last week was it's to win one game after another after another.
So what you're saying is this momentum is gonna help them to beat Syracuse.
100%.
You wouldn't be surprised if they beat Syracuse.
Not at all.
I wouldn't either.
I was not surprised that Syracuse made it this far because I think Syracuse was grossly seeded because they're a great team. They just lost the majority of their final games, but they definitely had what it took. They're a great team. But Gonzaga is just, they crushed Utah. They didn't beat Utah 82-59 against a number 3 seed. Incredible.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
So,
and now those two teams, Seton Hall and then Utah, those were teams they should not have beaten. But now you have an 11 seed going against a 10 seed. This is now when you start to realize, wow, we have a shot. And if you have then you face UVA, which is probably that gut punch because you're like, oh man, we made it to we made it to the Elite Eight, but now we have to face UVA. But that's the measure of a team.
I just want to mention Ethan. He also believes that Gonzaga will walk all over Syracuse, and I wouldn't be surprised either. Now, however,
I like Syracuse.
Let's finish this up. We have about 3 minutes left. The last game here, I believe, is Syracuse beat Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee beat Michigan State. That was very surprising.
That to dreams.
But then it must have been terrible to see them lose then to Syracuse by this much.
Well, that's what I was talking about, like what I just said. It doesn't take much to beat one team, one great team, because you just need to get lucky. The measure is, can you win again and again and again?
Yeah.
Obviously, Middle Tennessee, they got lucky against Michigan State. Not that they got lucky. They played well against Michigan State, but they couldn't do it on a daily basis. They can't win and win and win. That's something Gonzaga has stood out with.
Also, speaking of the bracket, let's give...
Oh yeah,
you have some points?
Yeah,
how did your bracket go? So
my bracket, let's see who I have in my Elite Eight. I still have, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... I have 9 of my 16 still in, so not bad.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many. I think I have a 12. I did, but a little bit better than
that
expected.
being said, I only have, let's see.
How many points do you have on the ESPN system?
On the ESPN system, I'm at 400 points compared to your 460.
Yeah, I have 460.
Now, we also have to point out that John will not be getting any points in the finals because he picked Michigan State. But don't laugh at him because I'm sure many of you did it too.
But I just want to mention, I got a lot of flack last week for some upsets I picked, and I actually called Hawaii over California, Yale over Baylor, Northern Iowa over Texas, and of course SF Austin over West Virginia, but I won't give myself too much credit. I picked Xavier to lose to Weber State, and that was a big, terrible pick.
Don't give too much credit because I had West Virginia going all the way.
It's all a part of it.
But it's all good because this show went well, so we don't have anything that we should be mad about. So, be mad about. We had a lot to talk about. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Raphael Leah.
And I'm John Jackson, and this has been the Man Cave.